bring up this article. This actually comes to us from Deadline themselves, that the DC Universe's new Supergirl is Young and the Restless actress Sasha Celle, will make her debut in the upcoming Flash movie. So let's go ahead and check this out. It says exclusive, the Young and the Restless Daytime Emmy nominee, Sasha Celle, has scored the feature role of DC Universe's new Supergirl. The Boston, Massachusetts-born Colombian actress is the first Latina Supergirl ever in DC and was chosen from more than 425 actresses who auditioned for this role. She will make her debut in the WB film The Flash. The Flash director Andy Muschietti watched all the auditions, and I hear, along with his boss Walter Hamada and the producers, was blown away by the actress's toughness and vulnerability that she brought to the role. This is what they actually wind up saying. She says, Andy Muschietti said, I saw more than 400 auditions. The talent pool was truly amazing, and it was very hard to make a decision. But we finally found an actress who was destined to play this role. And it says, Muschietti, who has a keen eye for discovering talent, in particular, all the young actors from the very first It movie itself. It says the actress wasn't informed what part they were reading for until very late in the process. Celle also did a chemistry read with the Flash's star, Ezra Miller. All auditions, chemistry readings, and meetings, especially during COVID, were done via Zoom. But she is being brought on the role now. So most notably known for her role as Lola Rosales in The Young and the Restless. She's getting a huge opportunity here to play a brand new Supergirl for the DC EU, guys. So let's go around the table here. Indy, you hear this news of the fantastic Sasha bringing on, or now being the new Supergirl here. What are your thoughts of them actually introducing her in the Flashpoint movie for the DCEU?
I'm extremely excited about it. I'm not going to say that I know Sasha's work. Even it's not like I watched The Young and the Restless. We're gonna leave that alone because I'm a man. I'm not supposed to watch the type of stuff. But she's an amazing actress. And to be totally honest with you, actors who come from that from the soap operas have done pretty well. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to adapting characters or being characters and such, right? Not on the movie aspect of it, but one of the most famous ones would be Mr. Jensen Ackles, who has been on Days Are Our Lives, who did Smallwood and things like that, and who went on to be Dean Winchester for how many years? You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for it. She can't act. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't watch it. Young and the Restless is my guilty pleasure.
Wait, it is?
Yes.
Oh, you just said you didn't.
I know. I didn't want to seem like less of a man.
Hey, if we're being completely honest, my first year I moved to Texas in like 2002. I didn't have the job at first or anything like that, so my afternoons were spent at home. I kid you not, for watching General Hospital, Days of Our Lives for like a good year. The first year I was here in Texas, so that shit can be addicting, my guy. So I understand. I understand what you're talking about.
Again, if you watch Power Rangers, you cannot make fun of me.
I'm not.
No, I'm talking about the comments. Okay. If you watch Power Rangers. Okay. But nah, I'm looking forward to this and seeing what she actually can do. Big shots out to being the first Latina cast Supergirl, even though there have been a bunch of Supergirls, you know what I'm saying, on film and TV. Big shots on her for hitting that. But I'm interested. And everybody who's mad about her not having blonde hair and blue eyes, contacts and hair dye are readily available. So shut up.
Good point. If it comes down to that, they certainly could go that route. But let me throw this over to you, Stuart. When it comes to Supergirl, we heard that they had plans. Then some of those plans might have gotten shelved. But clearly, they certainly have some intention to bring Supergirl into this world via the Flash film. What do you think about her involvement in the Flash film, of all things, and just the idea of Sasha getting this role to begin with?
First of all, one thing I really like is that it seems like they're trying really hard not to make it like the Melissa Benoist Supergirl. And I think that's because they know for a fact that no matter how good the character is that they bring on board, if they do it and she's anything like Melissa Benoist, people are just going to compare the two. And they're either going to, be like, oh, she's nowhere near as good as Melissa Benoist, so why even bother? Or they're just going to, because there's closed-minded people out there that just go, hey, it's not the thing I like, so why would I even give it a shot? So I think them casting someone that's completely different from her was a very smart move, and especially like with her age, because now it's like we can explore like kind of the younger side of Supergirl, which was something that I originally thought the show was going to do until like the trailer came out. Because to me, like when I think about the Supergirl comic books that I used to read, I think about the ones where, she was still in high school back in the day. And she even was part of not like an official member, but she was like kind of a temp member for the Teen Titans in a few issues. She and Cassie, I forgot her last name, but the Cassie Wonder Girl were like best friends for a small period of time. So that's what I always think of when I think of Supergirl. So I do like that that's the version we're going to be getting when it comes to the films. You're muted.
Yeah, I would be fascinated too as to what version of a Supergirl that we're going to be getting. I mean, considering the fact that this movie is taking place during the Flash, we know that they're going to be dealing with a lot of the Flashpoint situation and stuff in that film. I am wondering if this is in fact like a Supergirl from a different Earth. I think considering the fact from when it comes to the DCEU, we've always had that running rumor that that empty pod that you see in Man of Steel, that maybe that was Kara's pod, and she wind up escaping years ago, or whatever the case may be. So I am curious as to how they're going to play this up, if this is going to be a Supergirl from a different Earth, if you will, a different timeline. I mean, we have seen different variations of a Supergirl over the years. While Kara Zor-El certainly is the most well-known, we have seen different ones from other alternate realities, if you will, right? There's been one that was created by Lex Luthor in, I believe her name was Matrix or Mia. There was another Linda Danvers version of her a little bit later on. There's even one that was like one from the Earth of I think the daughter of Lois and Clark. I think her name was Sire Eel or something like that, or Sire Eel, Cirel. Maybe Sire L. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, she definitely had more brunette hair, things like that. So I am kind of wondering like what version we're going to be getting, if she's coming into this as the plain Kara Zor-El, or if it's meant to be a different Earth version of Supergirl being now introduced into the DCEU. Regardless, I'm here for it, man. I'm probably butchering her last name. It does say she's from Boston, Massachusetts, but she is in fact Colombian. So I am wondering if it's a different pronunciation to her last name. So I'll have to figure that out personally. But I think this is a win. I think this is a great opportunity. It does make me wonder if this means they have bigger plans for Supergirl than they do Superman, trying to introduce her a little bit more, and maybe having Henry Cavill sort of as uses as a cameo role, certainly kind of going forward from time to time. But we'll definitely see. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be the Kara Zor-El version of Supergirl that we're most notably known for, or a different version of her?
I believe it's going to be Kara Zor-El, but I think you'll get a different multiversal, Kara Zor-El. Yeah, you're going to get a different version for her. And I don't even know if this version of her is going to be the one that sticks. With it being Flashpoint, they could do anything they want to, and it's going to make sense because it's Flashpoint. But it's something where this is the smartest thing in the world to do, because if it's something where people don't like her or they're not with it, it was Flashpoint, so they can just write it off. But if it's something where she becomes popular and it hits, they can obviously move forward with it. So it's the best way to test the waters when it comes to this character.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You going to say something, Stuart? I'm sorry, I think you're on mute too. We're just all muting ourselves here lately. Stuart, I think you're.
Oh, my bad.
he's like 11. He's like, yeah, we do mute ourselves. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Kind of same thing as Indy. I think it'll her future in the DC EU will all kind of depend on how she does in this. But I do think it is going to be the Kara Zor-El Supergirl, just because that's the one where most audiences are kind of at this point more familiar with. But I think it would be kind of cool, though. Slightly side note is if she gets her own movie, and one of the main villains in this movie is an evil version of Power Girl, and that version of Power Girl is played by Melissa Benoist. I think that'd be fun.
That would be pretty fun. Melissa Benoist has actually come out and kind of already praised her a little bit, or at least congratulated her on getting the position. I just always think it's classy when somebody's already kind of played that role, and it's being passed down to you, type of thing. To always kind of chime in and stuff and give some advice or some praise in regards to her landing that role. So I am glad that Melissa Benoist did come out and do that. Have you guys had the opportunity to check out her reaction at all?
I have not.
Here, let me see if I can pull up this video real quick here. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to check it out, this is Sasha.
Hola, Sasha. ¿Cómo estás?
This is Sasha hearing the news for the very first time.
That I don't, we still don't have an answer, but I need to ask you a couple more questions.
You guys hear it okay?
I mean, it's just part of the process.
Yes, ask them, please.
So that's Sasha, and that's the director, Andy Muschietti.
Okay, here it goes. Can you fly?
Can I fly?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean, can I fly?
Like fly, like physically.
If you need me to.
I love that answer. Like, I'll do whatever you need, bro.
No,
Whatever you need.
of course not. ¿Cómo así que sí puedo volar? O sea,
All right. Do you want to fly?
yeah, I would love to.
Okay. Well, then maybe you will need this. You know what this is?
What?
You're Supergirl. Felicitaciones. Muy bien. ¿Está bien, Sasha? Come back. Felicitaciones. Congratulations, Sasha. You made it.
I'm simping hard too, real. So
Thank you, guys. This is like...
Thank you. No, thank you. We're all thrilled about it. We're super happy. And
Little me would be like, no way.
I do love that she said that. The idea of little her.
Freak out for a second?
Of course, yeah. Take your time.
All right. So yeah, I first off, I do love. Is that her freaking out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, bro. I do, first and foremost, I do love the fact that she says, little me would be like, no way. And I think that just is a really big telling aspect of just how important it is for representation to be on screen. You know what I mean? The idea to think that she at one point in time saw Supergirl represented on screen, and she honestly felt that at some point in time, at least when she was young, she didn't think she would ever have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To be able to represent, the Latina culture as Supergirl, you know what I mean? Or even just be a superhero to begin with. And I love the fact that it's kind of come full circle for her. And now you just see really the importance of why people need to be represented on the big screen, because it does affect you. The fact that she had that view as a kid, and now she's finding herself with a fantastic opportunity to be on the big screen as a superhero. I think that's just unbelievable, man. So I love that reaction from her. I'm glad that they showcased it. Like, for me, it's always one of those things. While people come and go when it comes to playing Batman, there is something I feel that's just super powerful about that S symbol and being the one to kind of represent it and wear it. You know what I mean? And I feel like people that tackle that, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill, Melissa Benoist, just the way that they carry themselves, I feel like they understand what they're representing. And I can tell that Sasha honestly feels that same way just from that reveal there. What did you guys think about that reaction, though?
Dude, sorry, I wasn't sure if you wanted to go first.
No, it was a real reaction. It wasn't fake. That was true. That's something that already makes you, and I'm glad at why they had something like this out, because it makes you connect to the person playing the character when you see that they're truly excited about doing it. A lot of times we don't see this stuff. It's all behind doors, but they're playing a very particular game, especially when it comes to this particular movie with all the ups and downs and stuff that it's had. By doing this, especially using her, I feel like they can get a lot of people back behind this Flash movie. Yeah,
they definitely seem to be doing a lot of the right things.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I hope that like more directors do this in the future because yeah, it is really incredible to see something like that. Like, you know, like what a reaction would be to finding out you get like a big role like Supergirl, you know, and seeing like what your initial reaction would be. I do like how like her first initial thought almost seems like this can't be real. This can't be what I think it is. Like almost like she's afraid to get her hopes up a little bit. And then when she finally kind of realizes it's this real, I am now Supergirl, that moment that she just feels so much joy in her heart. Oh man, dude, that actually kind of gave me a warm feeling. Not gonna lie. It was so, so nice.
I definitely agree, man.
Wait for the Ryan Reynolds spoof when it's Ryan Reynolds talking to Deadpool and he's telling Deadpool he's now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Disney and he starts freaking out. Wait for it to happen.
Oh my god,
I
I
hope
want that
so.
to be a thing now. I really hope so.